need a man you can trust. Oh, yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, Stu.
Hi. Evening.
And Maddie,
Evening.
who is sitting in for Vonn Trapp while he's otherwise engaged.
Big shoes to fill, but...
A big jar to drink.
Oh, well, the jar. It's
Welcome,
most
Maddie.
important.
Welcome, Stu.
Hi, Michael.
It seems a little bit lackluster compared to around about half an hour ago at the Ascot Vale Hotel.
Massive muck-up day performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw MGS on the back of one of the jumpers, which was Melbourne Grammar School. But I reckon one of them yelled out, "Shit, yeah, St. Bernard's, fuck yeah," on the way out. So
Was that
St.
'cause-
Bernard's, Essendon, I think.
Oh,
Those boys.
right. So, basically, it was just what I hear. Well, we got in and it was mid performance, but what I hear was it was a 25-minute power session.
Yeah.
Matty, you were here for the whole thing.
Yeah, man, it was entertaining. They asked for the Angels. Am I ever going to see your face again? I've never sang so passionately.
Yeah. So basically, Michael and I walked in and there were 25 to 30 blokes huddled, 3 or 4 up on shoulders, singing the words to every song.
Yeah.
It's more like 50 blokes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably 50.
Yeah. They were all scattered around. But that was a muck-up day end of school celebrations.
Well, last week it was the young girls, so tonight was the young guys.
Well, not at JarFM, it wasn't. Last week was the young girls, and Tom was saying that it happened, but Michael and I weren't informed, so it didn't really happen then, did it?
Dude, I'm only here for JarFM because of the young girls from last week, but...
Oh, you're talking the
I
ones
got
who were here
young
with Lewis
dudes.
and who's
I got
this?
young dudes.
Ah, I see. Anyway, we came in wanting to talk about festivals this evening.
Correct, that was the topic.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy to keep going with it because, like, Schoolies is a type of festival.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you'd
a
say.
big festival.
Yeah,
It's like an impromptu ad hoc festival that every school does.
true. But there is designated areas like the Gold Coast.
Lawn.
True. Lawn in Victoria. The Gold Coast I went to, and it was mental.
Yeah.
It was bananas.
Did you have a high-rise apartment?
We did, yep. And the very room that we went into 2 days before, some guy jumped. So we had to
Jumped or just fell off because he was, or she was...
Too loose.
It was a he. Yeah, he was getting pretty loose. So
Real loose.
So we had,
grip.
just like you, Matty, we had big shoes to fill, but no one jumped.
So I went to Lawn. That was like Victoria's equivalent. Let's go to the beach and sit down there and pitch some tents and get boozed and do your thing. It's probably not as full on as the Gold Coast. What do you reckon other countries do? So Vegas, do you reckon that's an option for like American?
Well, don't they have spring break? It's a bit different because they don't
Spring
actually
break.
finish. They finish all their studies before they finish school, yeah, and they're sort of already in college before they even finish school. What about you, Matty? Did you finish school?
Eventually. But I like these guys' approach, you know, like they're savers, their budget. And look, if you can have a end of year thing, they didn't even have buses like the girls. They just thought, we'll walk up the street,
Yeah, that's cool.
find a pub.
Let's just back it up. So look, what's this girls thing like? Because I've got no idea what you're talking about, Matty. So these
So is that
girls...
earlier tonight?
So I was at the Globe because there was a girl.
This is the Sporting Globe, Moonee Pond Sporting Globe.
Do you want to hear the story?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Last week I was walking to the pub and I thought about all the women that I've been with, who was the most awesome. Like, not that I've gotten anywhere with her, but we were friends and she was still awesome. Then I walked into this joint and some young band was playing. And the daughter Tom, she's after Tom. Anyway, she was here at JarFM last week, so I thought I'd come again.
Now I get it.
Yeah, those two leggy blondes, yeah, one of them.
But, like, she worked at another pub local, so I thought I'd drop through for a
Sporting
beer.
Globe,
The Globe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm getting it.
So
And
you might...
the two party buses of girls, end of year 12, rocked up there. And I thought, this is interesting. Only two dudes got off the bus. So then they walked in the joint and they were just screaming. Nice to look at, but horrible to listen to.
So would you, seeing as if you want to chase one of these girls, would you become a toolie, which is the term used for someone who isn't a school leaver who goes to schoolies?
No, I just left the pub. I thought that's enough. And I came here. And when I walked in the door, they were all here. It was awesome. I got so excited. I went to the bar and I didn't ask for a drink. I asked for a guitar.
Well, that's a sign for you.
And they gave me a guitar.
But I thought they handled themselves quite well. They were...
These blokes?
Yeah,
they
were getting
okay.
boozy. They were singing the songs. They were doing that Riptide song. Da, 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 the Riptide.
Yeah, that was
something.
K-San. They played K-San though.
Yeah, well, the one that really got me was they all sang, and it was their most perfect melody that they sang all together, and it was a Savage Garden song.
No, but what
I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy.
But it was some bizarre version of it.
Sounds like a soccer anthem version or something.
For me, it was the song before that, which was the Mr.
Brightside.
Brightside.
That's what I whacked on. I wanted to see him dance, man.
That was 45 blokes singing word for word. It was like being at an English football game. That's what it sounded like inside.
It was mental.
It looked like an English football game too.
A little bit, yeah, except without people kicking their heads.
I haven't danced in ages. I had to get up for that one.
Yeah, cool. So festivals, like, I mean, as we said, schoolies.
So did we wake you up?
We're talking about England. Glastonbury, is that the biggest festival still in the world, or is it Burning Man?
That's a music festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the biggest festival that you've gone to?
Big Day Out.
Probably Big Day Out.
Big Day Out.
Yeah.
Which year?
All of them.
I went last year, and then the Volta year, which was 2006 or something.
I can't remember. No, it was more recent than that. I remember the first one I went to, Big Day Out. It was one of my mates said, "There's this band playing, and you should go and see them." And I was like, "All right, let's go and do this." And there's three blokes sitting there with no shoes on, Coldplay.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, these guys are pretty fresh. They only had about 10 songs, and that was their entire Parachutes album that they played, just in a random order. And it was awesome. And so I got to see Coldplay.
Was that back when it was at the showgrounds?
Correct.
Yeah. So I never went to the showgrounds ones. I only been to the race course, or the Rasa course, as we like to say. But yeah, look, I mean, festivals, it's full of dickheads. That's generally what I take away from a lot of it.
Music festivals or all festivals?
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, music festivals in general these days, like something like Big Day Out.
Depends. Like,
the cunt factor is big.
Yeah, but like Soundwave, Big Day Out, you got rock and roll gigs, and then you've got like Doof, yeah?
Yeah,
Doof.
Summer Days.
Doof Diff, yeah, Summer Days.
Yeah, Summer Days was pretty big. I remember seeing Fatboy Slim at Summer Days. And
I got my wallet
mental.
stolen at Summer Days.
Well, what about the guys that like spend all year in the gym just for those festivals? And
so they can walk around and heckle.
Well, so they can just take their shirt off at the first sign of doof. Not even doof, just the doof.
Get the biceps dancing.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like they're like, I've spent every day for the whole year in the gym. Someone has to look at me.
Do blokes fake tan?
Well, those blokes do, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Solarium, I think.
Yeah.
Solarium.
Yeah.
Would they wear a G-string or would they just be nude?
You'd have to ask, Stu.
I don't even want to think about that.
Anyway, I think it's time for our first song, and it's been picked out by Chef John. Thank you very much.
Chef John.
Chef
He's
John.
done
Chops.
the Lucky Jarring this week. And the first song's off Lights On at Heathrow album. And it's called Who Takes the Credit?
Ooh. John does.
So, who's to ask why we're there? Who takes credit for the light? In the morning, would you see? Sun wakes you up now with the start. expand our minds to see what can happen when we try. Oh, misty mountains in the morn, or the eagle's firstborn chick, when a desert in a storm, or the first time you saw this wave drifts inside like the sunlight, wakes you up like the firstborn in the breeze. This wave drifts inside like the sunlight, wakes you up like the firstborn in the breeze. Well, this wave drifts inside like the sunlight, wakes you up like the firstborn in the breeze. We bet that you cry the first time you see. We bet that you cry the first time you see. We bet that you cry.
Okay, cool. Lights on at Heathrow there.
Yeah.
Macca, one of the Woodies ex-band. Actually
Yep.
played a festival, well, you could call it a festival, Got Milk, a couple of New Years ago.
In
They-
starts with an R.
Rochester.
Rochester. That's it.
where our mums spent a lot of time,
Yeah, up at the pub there.
correct?
Your grandma, my great aunt, used to be one of the publicans there.
Yeah, at the Commercial Hotel. But I Got Milk, that was an interesting little festival.
It was indeed.
I like those sorts of things that people sort of throw together. And I know they're not classified as festival on the festival scene, but I like the idea of people having a bit of property and getting some music there and just sort of seeing what happens. I like that.
I agree, and I like the fact that it's all just. I've got some mates. I've got some talented mates.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get them all together in the one place and make it happen.
Well, one person who we are waiting for is Vonn Trapp.
Mm.
And we've just been part of the second annual Vonn Trapp Festival,
That's
which
right.
is his birthday celebrations. And he's like, fuck it, I got a bunch of people I know who play music. I just want to make that happen and invite everyone else who I want to see to my birthday.
To be fair, it's a little bit more selfish than that. It's more, what do I want to do for my birthday? I want to get drunk and listen to rad music.
Well, I think he does that a fair bit anyway. He just said, I just want to do it all in one place and get everyone there.
Yeah, but it's about what he wants to do for his birthday, and that's fine.
Yeah. So Melbourne then has some interesting festivals we can talk about. Let's start at home.
Moomba
Moomba. And what does that mean?
means stupid white cunt in...
I think so. I think that means stupid white jerk. I think you've got a little bit of a mistranslation there. But it means
basically
white jerks drinking goon, pissing in the Yarra. I think
And
it
there's-
actually is the direct translation.
racist dragons going up and down and stuff, and
Yeah. Well, I remember going as a kid and I didn't really feel much of the festival vibe. It was more carny vibe. It was more get in the rides and get show bags and buy tat rather than, you know...
so I actually don't remember Moomba because I only went as a young kid. I haven't been since probably I was, sub adolescent.
Well, there is one thing that Moomba is probably most famous for is the Birdman Rally.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
Did not Barbara go in the Birdman Rally?
My auntie Barbara.
I think so, yeah.
Not that I've
And
heard.
Leonie mentioned it a few times, and I was just like, that's pretty funny.
Well, this is where people just get in outrageous costumes and jump off, or they actually try and fly.
Yeah, there's some jerks who actually like take it seriously, but most of them just get up and jump and just look a goose
I
or
love
a
that
bird.
shit, man. I love watching them jump.
So that's Moomba
So
we're
you-
talking about, Matt. Yeah. So we're talking about Melbourne festivals. Any festivals in Melbourne that stand out for you?
Well, I've set up for a lot of festivals, like roadie.
Mm-hmm. Do they change from festival to festival, or is it just set
Not
up
really.
and packed down?
Well, the bands, it's the same shit. The big day out goes all night.
Yep.
Picking up.
Well, that's an interesting question because I remember this is not actually really it's kind of a festival as such. It's like an agricultural festival called The Show. And I remember going to the Melbourne show as a kid and then more recently as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember doing a road trip with you one time, Michael.
Yeah,
and we were
that's
really
right.
excited because we found out that Alice Springs was having their own show.
Alice Springs show, Matt.
Do they have a show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we're like, this is going to be so fresh. And so we like raced from like a couple of days. We just put the accelerator down from like Catherine all the way to Alice Springs because we're like, they've got this show happening.
Yeah, because didn't want to actually stay there, but we wanted to make sure we could go through it during the day when the show was
stop
on.
at the show.
It's pretty much arts and crafts.
Yeah,
Is it the biggest in Melbourne?
No, but
No.
we paid our money to get in. We're like, this is so lame. It's just like the Melbourne show. It's just crappy show bags of Cadbury's and Willy Wonka and whatnot.
Yeah. That's the thing for all those festivals, I reckon, is really shit.
It's just the same
Yeah.
everywhere you go.
It was like the Birdie Beetle was the best show bag, man.
It still is the best.
Yeah. And everything else is overpriced and full of
And shit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, are there there's different types of festivals in Melbourne, like the Food and Wine Festival?
Correct. Comedy festival.
Yeah, see, I like that
Yeah.
sort of thing where they've actually got a vibe and it's not just everyone come and spend your cash. Like, comedy festival is weird because you don't actually, there's all different venues and you buy your tickets to go see someone, but there's all comedians who come to Melbourne. But we get that factor again, don't we? Is someone famous overseas, or do they just tell us that they're famous and they spend most of the time here?
Yeah,
Like that, who's the Stephen K. Amos? He seems to be here all the time.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing I was going to say about the comedy festival is every year it's some like Irish, Scottish, or American comedian. It's like, are there not comedians from any other countries other than there?
Dude, like 4 years ago, I got invited to. I knew a chick who was setting up the comedy festival. She invited me to the after party. Met all the comedians. Like, I thought they would have a sense of humour, man. Walked out, there's one English dude with like a teddy bear, and he does a gag with his teddy bear, and
Hey,
he was
Teddy Bear, yeah.
yeah, he was upstairs, and he had his teddy bear on him. And it had like
that's
a
creepy.
cut off leg, and I walked up and said, "Oh, it's a cool teddy bear, man." You know,
Well, don't you think?
and he's like, "Don't touch my teddy bear, man. I didn't give you permission." It's like, what the
Well, there's like reports that someone like Robin Williams is like deeply depressed and a very angry,
Alcoholic.
unbecoming man. But then,
he just needs a teddy bear.
no, but he's funny in his performing, but in his actual life, he's a very sad man. And I think that happens probably a lot when your job is to make people laugh.
Well, I saw a picture of MacGyver with a broken down car that
MacGyver?
he couldn't fix. Oh, that's awesome.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I went to Melbourne Music and Blues Festival around 2002 or something like that.
Yeah.
That was really awesome.
Where was that?
Hollywoodside.
Oh, no,
So-
on the boat.
Well, in where they've got all the grass areas there, and there was a
Oh, yeah.
stage that had the boat on the back, and
Yeah, nice.
saw Dylan and Ray Charles there,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. And I'm like, that was pure music. Like, I mean, there was no stalls or anything like that. And that's just what I hate, that extra stuff on the side where someone who doesn't have any talent just has to go and sell some crap.
Yeah. Dude, I went to the last festival I went to was Harvest.
Yep.
And only because I had to pack the band riders.
Werribee mansion. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had buses like from Footscray Station and shit.
Okay.
We went there. We did a bottle on our way.
Bottle of red.
Bottle of scotch.
Oh,
Hammered. But then we rocked up to see Cake,
Yeah. Nice.
and they started heckling the crowd, saying, you know, this isn't, as good as turnout as we'll get in LA. And then I
that's
thought,
rubbish.
nah,
That's
like,
crap.
I kind of came here to see you guys, and you're fucking heckling us. Like, fuck you, man.
Well, that's an interesting thing. That's an interesting point that a lot of people say is when you idolise someone that you don't know, whether it be a sporting star or a musician or the Bachelor.
Yeah. Be prepared to be let down.
Exactly when you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why heckle your audience,
the ones who have
man?
actually made the effort to go.
who have come to see you. Like,
Arrogance.
That's not
it's a
rock
bit
and
rich,
roll,
isn't
man.
it?
That's just fucking precious.
Well, what about the band we saw a big day out? Was it Passion Pit? And they get there and they're like, "Hey, we're Passion Pit.
We're
from Boston, Massachusetts," and everyone's just like,
What does that
means
mean?
nothing. Just say America. Like, we can tell you're from America because you're talking like this. I'm welcome to Melbourne.
The passion, man. The passion's there.
That was disgusting saying that.
Yeah.
Well,
and
when
it was
I
just
walked
like,
up-
what the fuck? That was like looking on the back of the guitar to see where you're playing and say,
The old Krusty the Clown trick.
yeah. So
when I walked away from Cake, man, and then
You walked away from the Cake Man.
I walked away from Cake playing after they said that comment to the crowd,
fair enough.
and I walked straight into Beck
Yeah.
playing, and then I thought, this is the shit, man.
He's a dude, man.
He's fucking awesome.
Do you hear what he did with his last album? How he released that?
The Mexicans.
No. He released it as a book of music.
That's right. So you couldn't.
So he
actually,
didn't record it.
Yeah, you could. Well, he
Yeah.
might have recorded
Well, he
it.
may have, but he didn't release
it was
that.
just
Did it have the chords and shit?
Oh yeah, it had
Yeah.
all the
Score.
full score.
Full score.
So the only way, I love that music elitism.
Yeah.
It's fucking fresh.
Makes you
And
think.
yeah, and you'd hear different versions of the song.
Yeah.
For people would be recording and sending it to
What
him,
was
I
the
reckon.
album called?
Can't remember. I haven't even looked at it, but I just love that idea. That it
Fresh
doesn't
idea.
have to be a CD. It doesn't have to be. You can release a live album and only play it live or something like that. That's really cool. But the festivals, it's like a festival tour thing now, isn't it? And it's like Pearl Jam are coming for next year's big day out to Australia, but they're not doing side shows. It's like what they've signed on for, and it's just like,
Right.
well, you don't have to do one or the other. Like festivals were made. What Woodstock was probably the first massive music festival,
That's great.
and
My favourite bit was the axe.
the Axe. But it's gone so far away from that music festivals anyway.
Well, it's all about money now. It's all about
Yeah, that's true.
how much they pay.
So send in your checks for
Punters
appreciation of JarFM to jarfmmail@gmail.com.
That's not real.
No, it's not real. We do have an email somewhere. I'll chase it up from Vonn Trapp when he fucking gets here. But in the meantime, we're going to have a Pelorus Jack song. First time. And the song is Live a Little. All right.
Live a bit of life before you get too old. Feel a little heat before it gets too cold. Live a little, live a little, live a little, live a little life. Take a bit of love before the love runs out. Live a little, live a little, live a little, live a little life. Well, now Tracy says you don't have no regrets, 'cause it's the only life we'll ever get. And if you feel you're pushing shit uphill, just say fuck it. Live a little, live a little, live a little, live a little life. Well, now Tracy says you don't have no regrets, 'cause it's the only life we'll ever get. And if you
say Pelorus there. Jar rating, Stu?
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of sort of Ben Folds, sort of,
Yeah.
bit of cheeky, sort of piano-based pop fusion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of jars.
2 jars?
Few jars. 3 jars of passion pop.
Fair enough.
It's a good way to start the night. 3 jars of passion pop.
That's true, yeah. You can always start. Like some of the boys earlier on that were in the Ascot Vale might have had necked a few passion pops.
Oh, yeah.
But we've done Melbourne. What about international festivals?
Well, before we go international, surely we should mention that South Australia is the festival state
It is.
of Australia.
It's quite funny that Adelaide is the city of churches.
Mm.
Yet they have the festival state. So what are the festivals that are in South Australia?
Well, I've been to one. It's called Fringe Festival,
Okay, yep.
and that dominates. So what they do is they basically cordon off whole parklands on one side of the city, and it's all just bars and stages and areas for performance. And they have everything. They have music, they have comedians, they have jugglers, they have... It really is fresh. It's better than any festival I've seen in Melbourne.
There you go. So they are the festival state.
Yep. And do you know where I came? I went to that earlier this year, and I came straight from the South Australian Wine Festival, which was at the Convention Centre, and then I walked down to the Fringe Festival on the same day.
A little slow walk.
I was pretty boozed.
Yeah, fair enough.
I went to a winery for lunch as well before I went to the wine festival.
In the hills.
In McLaren Vale, yeah, just at the foot of the hills.
Yeah, cool. Do you like McLaren Vale or Clare Valley?
McLaren Vale is my one. The Clare Valley is more of a sort of white wine region, whereas the McLaren Vale has really...
That's so racist.
No, it's not.
White wine?
I'm talking about grapes.
Oh, I thought you meant the people who make it.
Well, yeah, well, I don't know who makes them. Probably some Muppet servant of some description. No, the McLaren Vale is a silky red type of region.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Okay. Well, just looking up, there's a bit of bunting around the bar. The Spring Carnival. Is that a festival?
I suppose so. It's a bunch of different horse races in spring. I suppose it's a festival of sorts.
It's a festival.
Because there are festivals, obviously, that go over multiple days and at different venues as well.
Tom said it's a normal festival with a bit more horsing around. So,
Well, it's a big thing. It's a big thing in Melbourne, for sure.
It is, yeah. And it definitely around this area. So make sure if you're out and about for the Spring Carnival, pop into the Ascot Vale Hotel. If it's you and 50 mates like it was tonight, then make sure you don't bring your own beer in and don't take the eggs from John. Or else we'll probably get your head kicked in next time, I reckon.
I'm not sure if it's like any other area, but you're probably likely to see drunken girls walking down Mount Alexander Road with their shoes over their shoulder and their handbags falling off their arm and, zigzagging down the tram tracks.
Yeah, that's right. And if it's raining like it is tonight, then you get the offshoot of the morning's fake tan application.
Oh, yeah.
And you get all the orange runoff.
I was going to say wet t-shirt competition.
Yeah, but you don't normally wear a t-shirt to the races, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
It's normally a wet tuxedo competition.
Okay. So big festivals of the world I can think of.
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest is a good one. Yeah. So
Mardi Gras.
Well, Sydney Mardi Gras is the biggest gay and lesbian festival in the world.
What about Carnival?
Carnival is Rio. They have in Rio they do the dancing in things they call the Superdome, I can't remember, but the Sambadrome they call it.
Sambadrome.
And it's literally like being at Calder Raceway with people in the crowd, and you just sort of do a couple of 100 meters. Seriously, and they put it on TV. Yeah, floats. Yeah.
Have you ever done float? Have you ever seen floats?
I've seen them. Well, they used to do those for Moomba down St Kilda Road.
I was at St Patrick's Day in Cork in Ireland last year, and they had a giant whistle float. I didn't really get it.
Like a tin whistle?
No, like a whistle that you'd blow like if you were an umpire or something.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And it was a giant whistle on wheels going... That's it. Yeah, and they had some shitty music like that accompanying it, and I was
This is Ireland. I thought Ireland was good.
And I was like, I don't get it. but it's kind of funny to look at.
Yeah, wow.
Is that what a float is? Or is it a float supposed to have meaning to it?
It's some sort of representation that people with no talent can put their time into and then get represented, in a march or a festival, I guess.
So, what about Oktoberfest? Have you been?
I have been, yeah. I was 12 when I went to the Oktoberfest. I was touring with a choir.
Underage.
I was underage, but Europe tends to care less about that sort of stuff. It's sort of if you're with a family and whoever you're with wants to buy you a beer, then
Supervision.
So I was there, and I was with a choir, and we were billeted out to these families, and I was with one of the other older guys in the choirs, the National Boys Choir. Old was 12, and we went with a family, and we went to the Lievenbrouw tent.
Is that Lowenbrow?
Yeah, well, that's how they told me to pronounce it. Lievenbrouw. Some Nazis.
So I went to that. I was last week. Went to Oktoberfest at the Lievenbrouw beer house in Sydney, and I got whammed.
Oh well,
is this the same joint but in Germany, like
correct.
where it's from?
Yeah, I got whammed it, and they asked our host family said, "Do you guys want to share a beer?" And we're like, "Fuck that, share a beer."
Yeah, that's.
And we're like, "Okay." They came and brought a 1 litre Stein for me and another 12-year-old kid. And we're like, "Hey, yeah!" So we got super whammed. They go, "Do you want to have some chicken?" We're like, "Yeah." So they brought a whole chook over for us to share. Swear to God, and the pretzels and everything.
This sounds like exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
The other week in Sydney. So they brought out a plate with pork knuckle, which I'm not sure if you've seen. Like if you clench your fist and then times that by 4, that's the size of a pork knuckle.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Huge. That's just one portion. Then there was mashed potato. There was sausages, kranskis or whatever you call them. There was
sauerkraut.
Yeah. And
nice.
Cabbage. Is that what sauerkraut is?
Yep.
Yeah. Sauerkraut. And heaps of other stuff like other schnitzel. Oh, they dominate the schnitzels. Those Germans.
Schnitzel and chips. Yeah. Well, the thing we did after that was during the day, so we got pretty boozed, and then we went around, and there was rides everywhere. So it's a little bit like what the Melbourne show would be like outside all the beer tents.
The Royal Easter Show.
No, the Melbourne show. Fuck the Royal
Easter
show.
Easter,
Fuck Sydney.
It's at Easter.
Anyway, so it's the same thing, but there's hundreds of rides. But the thing is, our host family was saying, "Oh, this ride is it's banned everywhere else in the world, but here," and it was called the Olympic Rings ride, and you do 5 loop-the-loops in a row.
On a roller coaster, or
yeah, after being in a beer tent.
Oh yeah.
So there's all these people just going, as a 12-year-old, but there was all older guys just like, fuck you, and there was spew everywhere.
Yeah.
It was gross, but it was fun as fuck. Yeah.
That was the last time I went to the Melbourne show, that loop-de-loop. I don't know what ride it was, but it did loops.
The Ranger.
Well, it was something like that. It was like the Gravitron, but the other way up.
Yeah. I think that is the Ranger.
And I lost my glasses. I lost my stomach. Everything into
and your mind.
And my mind. Everything into the front carriage. That poor girl. Oh, God.
That's funny. I remember actually standing under the Ranger as a young kid and hearing coins drop out of it because you're upside down and coins are falling out of the pockets. That's funny shit.
So Oktoberfest, that's a good one. I like a festival that's designed around drinking beer, and it starts in September, which is another cool thing. They go for a month before.
It starts in September?
Yeah, they do. They
so it finishes in October?
Yes, exactly right.
Right.
And the population of Munich triples, and it's a big city. It's a massive city. So that's pretty fucking awesome.
So how do you think a festival came about? So we were talking before about how some people just know a lot of people that do something like play music, or they just want to get people. Do you reckon that's how it came about in the first place? Let's just get a whole bunch of like-minded people and do the same thing that everyone wants to do? Or was it, I don't know, like...
It would probably have some sort of religious history, I would imagine. Maybe some... who was around before the Catholics? What are they called? Pagans? It might be some sort of pagan thing.
The indigenous? Like, they bang sticks around?
Which indigenous?
No, we don't.
This sounds cool.
Which indigenous?
In the crowd?
Well, we got... Well, just Vonn Trapp's walked through the door.
Derek Vonn Trapp.
About time.
He's got his sword umbrella. He's got his sword umbrella. Remember we were talking about that the other week?
We were, and it's out in force.
It's,
he's not afraid to use it, ladies and gentlemen.
But I find that interesting. Like, how does it come about? Are the Olympics a festival? Is that a festival of athleticism?
Well, I guess it is. But see, it's the same thing for me. What that's turned into is just such a commercialised thing.
And they're all such crap sports. Name one good Olympic sport.
Matt?
One what?
Name one good Olympic sport.
See, I like the ones that you wouldn't normally watch, like weightlifting.
Well, gymnastics. That's the only one I like to watch.
Yeah.
Is it because it's got young girls in it, or?
And the jumps.
And the jumps. Okay. Well, you like the horse ones, don't you, Stu?
No, I don't like them. We had a bet going for the last
did.
Olympics, the London Olympics, which were, let's pick a sport and you have to pretend that you like it. You got sailing.
Yeah.
And I got equestrian.
Well, what I liked about sailing is that our first gold medal came from sailing, and our second gold medal came from sailing as well. And didn't mean that I like the sport anymore. Like, look, let's face it. The worst thing about Christmas in Melbourne is having to deal with the Sydney to Hobart.
Well, just thank fuck that the cricket's not on the same day.
I'm so glad I wasn't born when
Vonn Trapp.
America's Cup was on.
I'm your seat warmer, man. Let's tag in.
There's a little bit of Vonn Trapp heckling going on right now.
That's right. Anyway, I think it's time for another track.
Let's do it.
Saturday goes slowly when you're on your own. I see lovers holding hands everywhere that I go. I try to sleep, I don't know what to do. I've gotta find a way to get rid of the blues. It's gonna take a little time. It's gonna take a little patience. It's gonna take a little love. I'm gonna win back your heart. Yeah, I'm gonna win back your heart. Felt like I was flying when you smile at me. Miss those tender kisses. Girl, my life was sweet, but all of a sudden it went flying out the door. I woke up Sunday morning and this isn't what I thought. It's gonna take a little time. It's gonna take a little patience. It's gonna take a little love. I'm gonna win back your heart. Yeah, I'm gonna win back your heart. Take a little love. I'm gonna win back your heart. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna win back your heart.
All right. Bit of Hampton.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that. I'm going to love that CD. Vonn Trapp, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
That's all right. Festivals.
Yeah. I don't know, I went off them for a while.
you went off them for a while.
Well,
Yeah.
what type of festivals are you talking, Vonn Trapp?
Music. I don't know. All of them, really. I just wanted to avoid being around big crowds for a while.
I can
That's the issue
understand.
I have at music festivals. So tired by the time the crisp acts get on, and then everyone's trying to say the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I went to one, when the first one I've been to in, I don't know, 5 years at least. And it was in Canada. And we didn't get there till 5 or something in the afternoon.
Calgary?
No, it was in Winnipeg. It was like an electronic music festival. And I was only there for about 6 hours. And that was perfect. And it was on sand too. It was on just like lakeside.
Yeah.
And it made, I don't know, maybe it just made me a little less tired rather than standing on concrete or something like that. But that was really good. Six or so hours. I think I figured it out. Just festivals that start at 11. I'm sorry, but if you play before like 4 o'clock, I'm not coming to see you.
That reminds me of a festival. I went to the Rainbow Serpent Festival in rural Victoria over summer, but fucking hot as fuck.
That's what festivals are about.
And it goes for 3 days. So you pitch a tent, and by 9 o'clock in the morning, you're wide awake, sweating your ass off. And for the entire time that you're at the festival is drum and bass.
No way. Not a chance. Like,
It's fucked.
no way. There's
So-
just no chance I'd go to that.
So 3 days afterwards, I drove out, and I had this. This is kind of a standard feeling if you've been boozing or taking drugs or whatever you do. For that amount of time, you have a little bit of a come down sort of, everything feels so wrong. Like, I can't be dealing with reality now, and I'm driving a car, and I haven't got a whole bunch of friends around me. But the thing that was fucking with my mind the most was that it was quiet. There was no drum and bass going through my head.
You
I could
just get used to it.
but I could still feel it in my body. I could still feel that happening.
It's fucked up, isn't it? So, what about Melbourne festivals, Vonn Trapp?
What, music or otherwise, just any? Well,
You been to a sexpo or is that a festival?
Not for a while. I don't know. It's a gathering of like-minded people.
What about
I
a car
suppose.
festival? What about car rallies? Are they festivals?
Yeah, probably.
Look,
I'm
I think
going to one next week.
festivals probably a festive.
Festivity.
Yeah, festivities.
What is a
I
festivity?
think expos are a little different, like
Expo-
Expo or the.
It's more of a
What's the car one they do at Formula One? Like Formula One isn't a festival, is it? Because it's a race, but they try to make it a.
Yeah, but
They
it
try
kind
to
of
add
is.
that-
It's got a festive atmosphere. The one I'm going to next or on the weekends, Gold Coast, and apparently that's the party round where they just run amok. And I was up there last year, and it was a festival.
Is this V8?
Yeah, mate.
Oh
V8s.
yeah,
But they get the
Bathurst is a festival.
Rocky.
oh yeah, festival for rednecks and stuff. But
Rocky, he had a fight with a tree and lost, didn't he?
yes, he did. But Gold Coast, man, I was up there last year, and it was off its head. And they got bands playing in the middle of the.
Yeah, so they're trying to
in the middle
make
of the
into a
track.
festival, even though it really is just a shit kicker fucking race where they pour petrol into a car and they drive them in circles.
Yeah, but they're
Someone's
trying.
got to do it, huh?
It's
Trying
boring.
to, yeah.
It's boring as fuck. I
do
remember
it.
as a kid, I'd watch any sport. I'd watch golf. I'd watch fishing. I'd watch cricket. I'd watch anything, just because you're trying to watch for that result. And I remember watching time and time again the cars go around. I'm like, I'm trying to get excited by it. It was just so boring. And I was like, well, everyone else does it, so there must be something good about it. And you keep watching it, and you're like, this is so shit. This has got to be the worst thing on the planet.
I think
Cars going around in circles and watching that happen.
Well, I think a lot of the thing. I was a big fan of Formula One through the 90s and early 2000s. I think ultimately for me, whether it was consciously or subconsciously, there's always a chance someone might die, and I don't mind sports that you risk
Where
your
there's a bit of
life
risk.
to do.
Boxing? No, not
Yeah,
really.
yeah, I know, definitely.
Yeah. The
Is that-
luge.
Guys die boxing all the time. The luge, man. Did we talk about that last week?
I don't know.
Oh, we were talking about Olympics
good, though.
before. The Winter Olympics supersedes the Summer Olympics by a mile. And I remember watching I was so into the luge coming up to the last Winter Olympics. I watched the practice round, which started the day before the Olympics. And some dude went flying out the side. And I was laughing. I'm like, oh, they're so funny. And he died. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, I felt bad. I felt bad for about 10 minutes. But then it was like, well, if you want to do it, that's entertainment. I like it.
I'm a sucker for the downhill jump.
Where they fly into which is like the orange netting, and they go boom, 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 fly forever.
I'm a massive sucker of that. I just love it. It's I don't know what it is. It's just so different.
It is so good, and it's just risking life and limb for fuck all.
I got a lot of respect for the people who do it because those high intensity sports are fun if you get to do them ever. Like, if you ride a motorbike or whatever, going fast is fun. And I can understand why a car driver would do it,
for sure. But I think ultimately it's fun. It's fun for the participator, not necessarily for the consumer. I think have you ever been camping, and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you see a ving, 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 and you're like, look at these guys enjoying nature on their trail bikes, and it's like, fuck off. That's the worst thing you could do to enjoy nature. Fly through at 100 k's an hour along tracks. Fuck that. Doesn't make it better for someone who's camping, and you're not actually having that much. Yeah, it's fun, but
How can it be
so is
fun?
Grand Theft Auto, but I'm not going to go do it out in the street.
You should.
Well, I might. A festival of minds.
So have you guys ever been to the car racing though?
Yeah, I went to Formula 1 a bunch of times.
Never.
Never? See, it's different when you're there because they are going fucking fast, man. Like, you see them come into a corner doing 250 kilometres an hour and you go...
I've been in a racing car.
Yeah. Was
I
it a
understand.
Daewoo?
No, it was a Porsche.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I just don't dig it. Some festivals that I find interesting are the Lunar New Year Festival, which I've never been to. There's one on Victoria.
Full Moon Party, Thailand.
Well, yeah, that's a different one. Vonn Trapp.
I don't remember anything about it.
Well, all I've heard from the Full Moon Party in Thailand is just British backpackers getting their dick sucked by Thai sluts.
So
it doesn't make me want to go there.
So is that what a festival is? It's just an excuse for like-minded people, whether they be cunts or just regular people.
Probably.
Yeah, I reckon it is.
Just to get
people
together
being festive and getting together. It's like Christmas. Christmas
is not a festival.
It's its own little festival.
No, it's not. You
your
don't do it
family.
with other people. You only do it with your own family.
Not Vonn Trapp Christmas parties.
Yeah, well, you're an exception.
I think parties and festivals should be separate. They're not the same thing.
No, a festival is where you share with a whole bunch of different people.
I think festivals should only be when only a bunch of people can do it.
Yeah.
Not just an excuse
it's
to
not
get fucked up
It's not a solo thing, that's for sure.
and dip into Thai sluts. No way.
That's not what Thailand's all about, though.
Well,
I didn't see a lot of that. I saw some of that, but I didn't see a lot of that.
To be fair, when you started talking about it, you said, I can't remember anything.
Well, yeah, I don't remember anything of the full moon party, but the other nights I remember.
Red Bull buckets?
Your Red Bull buckets, yeah. Amphetamines in Red Bull.
Yeah, see, you can do that. You can do that in Ascot Vale. I have no reason to go and do it.
We should get a truck and dump some sand and have a bit of a party. Get some buckets down in the Ascot.
All right, Vonn Trapp's back,
It
ladies
sounds
and
like
gentlemen.
another challenge.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you haven't done your last challenge. You can't.
Yeah, I know. Haven't had a car.
Solo Man Festival.
Solo Man Festival.
It would be interesting weather like this.
That'd be, yeah.
But this is coming from a man, I don't know anything more than nature.
I don't.
You didn't do it, though.
Yeah, well.
First challenge on JarFM Season 2. Bum, bum. I give you 0 jars for that
It's
challenge.
happening. It's happening. We're
It's
not
happening.
We're
Okay.
not
It's
proceeding
just
with any more
postponed.
challenges until this challenge happens.
Okay, yeah, I like that. That's cool.
I'll do it.
Do you want to do a song and then roll on reports?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to get Maddie up for a song?
Yep.
Cool. All right, Maddie McFarlane, special musical guest.
Bang.
Festival right here, guys. This is Shivering. know the clowns all had their pearls and heart shone deep inside. Have you tried holding a candle to feel the flame inside? You know the bottom feeders are hungry, swinging on a pendulum of a clock half white and black inside, gathering momentum. You know the fiends have their dark corners, but I stand half in the light, like a mom blind to all horrors, and it's choking me deep inside. I'm shivering. Don't expect me to lie here all alone. I'm shivering. Don't expect me to lie here all alone. They're scratching at the windows, and I can hear them shriek. This little boy fears, so he must be weak. They're scratching at the windows, kicking at the door. I'm holding on to fear to live and learn. So who's gonna take me? Who's gonna face me and burn me? I'm testing the depth of the ocean in fear that I might drown. All these feelings, these emotions, dragging me too far down. As ducklings we have gathered with a goose to cross the road. If we run fast we can catch it and tell the world to step on down. I'm shivering. Expect me to lie here all alone. I'm shivering. Don't expect me to lie here all alone. They're scratching at the windows, and I can hear them shriek. This little boy fears, so he must be weak. Scratching at the window, kicking at the door. I'm holding on to fear to save my own. So who's gonna take me? Who's gonna face me but me? Who's gonna make me? Who's gonna take me? But me, come on, come on, come on and try and make me one of them. And come on, come on, come on and try and break me if I don't bend. You'll never simulate what's never yours to start with. You'll never piece all of this together. So stand and take some shit. So who's gonna make me? Come on and make me. Come on and make me one of them, one of them, my God. If you
Who's gonna make me?
Yeah, nice. Matty McFarlane, for the second time on JarFM, our first multiple guest.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really cool. Really enjoyed that. It was reflective of the evening that we've had here at the Ascot Vale Hotel.
Festive.
It has been festive. So yeah,
It's
I'm
funny
happy with
how
that.
they say the festive season, like over Christmas, but it's not really festive because you're just festiving with your own festive family.
And it's a bit festy.
And then you have work Christmas parties and stuff. There's like a rainbow sombrero going up at the moment.
That's right.
so-
That's from the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras, I'm pretty sure, that one.
You been to that, Vonn Trapp?
No.
Mardi Gras is gay for
Probably
festival,
not.
I'm pretty sure.
Sydney's gay for gay.
But isn't there like another Mardi Gras that's not just the Sydney Mardi Gras?
Well, that's what we talked about before in Rio. They
they
actually call
kind
that,
of are.
they call
In
that
New
Mardi
Orleans.
Gras.
In
don't
New
they?
Orleans.
Mardi
Yeah,
Gras?
New Orleans. Yeah, I've been to that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and they throw beads and shit at you.
Yeah, you wear
Something to do.
you wear the beaded
Are
necklaces.
they anal
and-
beads?
No. You wear the necklaces and then you put them over the neck of someone that you want to root, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Sounds
how it
like
works.
anal beads to
And the
me.
girl with the most beads is the most popular.
Yeah.
Or the
The
most
biggest
rooted.
slut.
The most rooted.
The biggest slut. Okay, well, we need to
Bead, yeah.
transition into the most popular news segment going around in JarFM, and that is
Roland reports.
Roll and Report. So we need to make sure that happens. It's on voicemail, but
Good evening. This is Roland Reports. In sport this week, Collingwood have been trading away. Now, I'm not a scientist, but to trade pick 8 to West Coast Eagles for pick 6, I don't know how sports science works, but that doesn't add up. Speaking of rorts, the Melbourne Tigers are charging $75 for a ticket to the basketball. Who's going to pay money to see basketball? In politics, we've got a new leader in the opposition, a person who looks just like his name, Bill Shortass. Speaking of weather, Melbourne, I'm a Melbourne man, born and bred. The amount of interstate, international people I've heard complaining about the weather, suck it up, you jerks. You came here for the most livable city in the world. The weather is random. Deal with it. Now, over to the chin-up updates. I gave my wife a chin-up bar for her birthday. She can do 6.
Wow.
Oh,
Now, I'm
yeah.
reporting on location from my house, and we're here for a belated birthday for the chin-up champions. Now I've got some hard-hitting, live questions to ask the people on here. First of all, to my sister-in-law. If Tony Abbott was an animal, what animal would he be? A rabbit. Now to my 3-year-old nephew. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Excellent answer. Now over to my brother. Describe my jumper in 3 words. Very, very nice. Now to my older brother. I want Grand Theft Auto 5. Should I A, buy it, or B, steal it from a student and pretend that I'm confiscating it? Option B. Anyway, this is the week it was. I'm Roland for Roland Reports for JarFM.
Roland reports.
Wow, we.
it is the flash news segment. And
That
I'm
is
loving it.
Snazzy.
Yeah. So he's much more. If we took Roland's application of Roland Reports to JarFM, would be over in about 10 minutes.
Can I just say something? When I was walking home from work tonight, it was actually raining pretty hard. Had the hood down, and I was walking past North Melbourne train station. And you know, I don't know if you've ever been bushwalking. Sometimes you just sort of see something move next to your foot, and you stop because you're like, "Fuck, that could be a snake."
Yep.
That happened to me. I was walking on the pavement, and I looked down. I thought it was a cat. It was a rabbit jumping like up and down on the embankment of North Melbourne Station. A rabbit.
There you go. Run, rabbit, run.
And no, I was just reminded of that because if our Supreme Leader was an animal, that's who he'd be, according to your sister.
A rabbit. What about you, Vonn Trapp? Supreme Leader, if he was an animal.
If he was an animal, he'd be supreme. He'd be a flying spaghetti monster.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's
you
not an
know that.
animal.
It's a religion, but close enough.
We really need to make sure we start with you here at the start. Because you're not even in form yet.
I
Get
know.
that jar into you and we'll report back to you.
All
So
right.
festival stew.
Mm.
Burning Man. Glastonbury.
Jesus. What?
Well, Burning Man. Yeah, well,
What's
He
the
didn't
Burning
get
Man?
burnt. Apparently that's
Nevada. It's in the desert.
we were talking about floats before. Apparently people make floats out of bits of wood and then you light them on fire in the middle of the desert.
That's fresh.
Yeah, and it's music.
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's really cool, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
you don't take money. You just take things and you
Yeah,
barter.
to exchange.
So you roll up with a bootload of baked beans and you just trade it for booze. It's fresh.
What would you take?
Baked beans and trade it for booze.
I think someone's already done that. It's something original.
Scissors.
What would I take?
I'd take scissors.
Scissors.
Yeah, think about what
Well, it's
pe-
America, so I'd take like a boot full of drugs, probably,
No,
and then I'd trade it for booze.
probably.
Yeah.
What I'd take is, I've had an idea, is what do you run out of at a festival that you
Ooh,
need?
Good old toilet paper.
Yeah, that's
Water-
not bad.
water?
But the one you can actually buy for like $1 online, iPhone batteries.
Oh, yeah.
You can take those. Mate, people would buy them for $100, I reckon.
Because people need to let people know where they are.
Mate, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram,
I don't
no.
know though, because the
You need to tell people that you're having good fun, or else you're not having fun.
That's right. It's when I go to the gym once or twice a year. I tell
Well,
everyone.
when you go to the gym, you send pictures of Robbo doing like
Well,
20 kilo barbell curls.
20 kilos, turn it up. 4.5 maybe.
Producer Ribble.
Producer Ribble, that's right. Okay, let's end with
There's a moth.
there is a moth.
Let's
Is
not
there a
end-
moth
Let's not
festival?
end with that.
I don't know, but there's a moth
probably
flying
is.
around.
There probably
There'd be
is.
one in like Nicaragua. Or
If you could
something
make a
like
festival, Stu, what would it be?
Well, yeah. Well, basically, I'd have to go down the same lines of what I know, the people that I hang around with, and that's kind of like the Midsummer Night's Stew thing that I did, which was get a few fresh musicians together,
That
do
was
it
fresh.
do it outdoors in a nice summer month, but keep it small and keep it interesting.
Intimate.
Yeah, but it's not really a festival then. It's more of just
No.
a sort of invite only sort of
Exclusive event.
exclusive party
exclusive
event.
festival.
I don't know. What else could you do? Can you celebrate something that hasn't been celebrated? Like
That's
a,
what I'm trying to get
lentil,
to.
a lentil festival. Let's celebrate lentils.
Festival as anything, and you get
Yeah.
all the lentils involved.
Yeah, something like that. Or how about a tram festival?
Tram festival, and you just get a tram.
You just get trams everywhere.
Come down to Wattle Park.
Melbourne is
Chill out on
the
the
city
tram.
of
Actually,
tram festivals.
that's my festival. I've got it. Tram festival. It's just like every other day of the week, except for this one particular day of the week. You can booze on the tram. Like there's conductors.
Ooh, yeah.
There's conductors that sell booze on the tram.
Throwback tram festival.
And they take you to special places around Melbourne. Like there's all like designated like on a map like hotspots that you go to, and the conductors show you a tour around Melbourne via the tram, and then there's fireworks at the end.
Can you swipe your can of baked beans on as your marquee?
No,
Oh, you can't exchange.
you'd have to pay like $80 to get onto my tram festival,
Okay.
right? But you get a conductor serving you booze, and then you go to 10 different hotspots around Melbourne via tram, and it'd be like
not
a little
bad.
adventure tour.
Can we have some live music on the tram?
Yes.
Yeah, fresh.
And there'd be different trams. So like the
I'll take
first
2 tickets.
So the first one would be you get on like
That's because the seats are too small.
Yeah.
the first one you get on like an old school W class wooden one, and you go down Chapel Street,
Woody tram, and the
And
Woodies
then-
would be playing.
and then you stop off at a cafe for a coffee.
No. Whoa, hang on.
Hang on, no, it's my festival.
Yeah, but we've got trams that do food on them. Couldn't we just transfer?
Restaurant
to-
tram?
Yeah.
No, fuck that. No,
Oh,
we're not doing the
alright.
restaurant tram. This is my festival. So you get off for a coffee, and then you get told, and you don't know where you're going until you get to the next place, and then it's like a little adventure. So you get to the coffee shop and you get a coffee and you know scrambled eggs or whatever. It's in the morning, and they say your next target is to get to Toorak Road, where you get on the next tram, and then you just keep going, and then it takes you to like a little luncheon venue, and you know it's just something keeps you exciting through the day.
Tram fest. Vonn Trapp.
No,
Yeah.
it was Tram Festival.
Okay.
Tram
Yeah, but it'd be
festival.
shortened to Tram
Can't-
Fest.
nah.
Hashtag Tram Fest.
Can't shorten it.
Okay.
So with the
And you end up obviously at the Ascot Vale Hotel at the tram stop bar.
Tram stop bar.
And everyone gets
Final stop.
and,
So
and it's a muck up day type atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
And you can only stay for about 15 minutes.
So with just finalising on the tram festival, if I bought like a platinum ticket, could I drive the tram?
Yes.
Yes.
You'd be paying.
All right, give me one of those. And
You'd be
then
paying.
just one,
You'd be paying $400.
yeah,
for that.
and I'd probably need to sit some sort of course.
No, because you'd be driving your own tram, just you and a
just
safety
me.
officer.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'd be down with that. I'd pay $400 to drive a tram. But that's not how my festival would go.
But you've got your own festival
I know,
already.
I created my own, and it's just all... Well, it started off about my birthday, and it's more just now about finding random venues that people haven't been to and just make music happen and just turn it into a massive jam session. Because you go to places like Big Day Out and that sort of stuff.
Shit.
No, they're cool and everything, but... You know, you get all these fresh musicians in the one place, and you think, wouldn't they want to jam with each other? And they don't do that.
No.
And that's what I want in my festival.
Because musicians are highly strung.
Yeah, and I like to just cut that out of a festival. That's what a festival's about, unwinding. That's how I see a festival. You got to unwind, and if you can get all these fresh musicians and they all just start jamming together. That's the epitome of fun.
Fair enough.
What about you, host Michael?
I'd probably go to a festival where I wouldn't have to play music.
We're not talking about going to festivals. We're talking about what you would do
Create
as your
your
signature festival.
Okay, my signature festival would be... It would have booze.
Mm-hmm.
It would have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And real fun, not money fun. I'm not talking prostitutes. I'm talking that you don't have to buy some crap piece of shit just because you have to.
What, like a blow-up hammer?
Only if it's got the squeaker on the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then
Grip ball? Grip
okay, well,
ball.
everyone gets one of those when they go
Does
in.
everyone get grip
Oh,
ball?
that's nice.
Grip ball? What
Grip
about a
ball
grip
on
ball
arrival.
festival?
Grip ball festival.
That'd go off its head.
Imagine that. Everyone playing grip ball in the one place.
Plus, you know, the cool thing that you could do with that is you got the grip ball thing on the one hand, and then you could have like a Velcro stubby holder on the other hand. So both hands would be constantly, you know, engaged.
Okay, I go one better.
Oh yeah.
Gunbuyer Park Festival.
Oh, my.
Unlimited fun.
Oh, my.
Toboggans and just toboggans.
It's the funnest ride.
It is the funnest ride. Yeah.
Michael Stower's just removing the limit on fun.
Gunbuyer Park Festival. So how would you organise that? Who could come to Gunbuyer Park Festival?
Anyone who can get to where the city meets the country.
Yeah.
Probably. Can we get a tram out there?
No.
Oh, that'd be a good amalgamation of.
It would be a good
of-
amalgamation.
of festivals.
Anyway, well, that's festivals.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I like them. Festivals are good.
I like the idea of them more than actually attending. I usually feel that I get annoyed by cunts.
Cunts are cunts.
And the price is ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah. They need to fix that shit. But I've locked in 4 or 5 different festivals over this summer. I've been away for a decade from the festival scene, and now I'm back. I'm doing a heavy metal festival. I'm doing a country festival. I'm doing an alternative festival. There's one in December that's electronic that I might get in
So
on.
is
as
that
well.
doing circuit boards and making sure light systems work all
So
around?
much lights, all the lights, and
Oh, you mean
build-
electronic music?
Yeah, that too.
Ah, okay.
So these are all music festivals.
Yes. And then we went to the show and we had a
What
little
about the
bit
Festival
of fun.
of Beards?
Yeah,
Beard
they
festival.
Where you can only get in if you've got a beard.
yeah, good
Or-
festival. Or you're a lady who loves beards.
Well, they can have beards, but they're just not on their
Yeah,
face.
Yeah.
No, is that
True,
actually
yeah.
a real thing?
I know
It is, but not in
what,
Australia.
Let's do Beard Fest.
That is a fucking awesome festival.
Australia,
Alright.
Australia Beard Fest.
JarFM.
Jar
next,
Beard Fest.
Our broadcast over summer will be at Beard Fest 2014.
Oh yeah.